The power to grant the pardon rests exclusively and personally on the Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Taylor's Take. My name is Qian Yi, a second-year law student. With me today is Mr. Lai, a criminal law lecturer in Taylor's University. A lot of people has been talking about royal pardon and there seems to be some confusion over it. So today, we will be discussing on this topic. Can you give us a brief introduction as to what is pardon and the effect of pardon?
For this, we will have to look at the Federal Constitution, specifically in Article 42, which says that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong has the power to grant pardons, respites and reprieves. This is in cases where the offence is committed in the federal territories of Kuala Lumpur, Labuan and Putrajaya. If the offence is committed in any other states, then it is the ruler of the state or the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri who has the similar power to grant such pardons. Now, the pardon is basically where the convicted person is considered not to have committed the offence and his sentence is set aside. That is what we normally refer to as a full pardon. Sometimes the pardon can be a partial pardon where only the sentence has been reduced. In that kind of situation, the convicted prisoner is still considered to be a criminal. And some of the pardons sometimes may have some conditions which is attached to it. I'm sure you are familiar with some cases on this.
Yeah, I remember in the case of Jamil Asha, which is Indonesian, he has spent like 40 years in jail, and after that he has received the pardon on the condition that he will be deported back to Indonesia and was not allowed to back to Malaysia again.
Although it's a full pardon, so his conviction, his sentence is set aside, but it's conditional. So if he steps back into Malaysia again, he will be arrested and he will be jailed again. So the pardon will have no more effect because the conditions have not been met.
As per my knowledge, each state will have one pardons board and federal territory will have its own as well. So who will be the members on the board?
For the Pardons Board of the Federal Territories of Kuala Lumpur, Labuan and Putrajaya, it will consist of the Attorney General, it will consist of the Minister in charge of the Federal Territories, and also 3 other members who will be appointed by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So there will be 5 members of the Pardons Board for the Federal Territory, and the Pardons Board will be presided by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong himself.
So the role of the Pardons Board is just to provide an advice, but the decision-making person is still the Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
Yes, decided cases have said that the power to grant the pardon rests exclusively and personally on the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So the Pardons Board actually advises the Yang di-Pertuan Agong before he actually exercises his prerogative whether to grant the pardon or not. Now, there are a lot of people who are of the view that actually it is the government that influences the Pardons Board. If you look at the composition, however, of the Pardons Board, it consists of the Minister and the Attorney General, but also 3 other members who are supposed to be independent. So perhaps there could be some check and balance over there also. That is also probably the reason why there are also those who feel that Yang di-Pertuan Agong can actually act as a further check and balance where His Majesty can actually choose not to follow the advice because His Majesty is not bound by any political considerations. Because the decision of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong cannot be challenged in court, so we will never know what are the reasons and what are the considerations that are taken into account.
Is there any requirements for a person to submit the petition?
Well, according to the Prisons Regulation 2000, anyone who is convicted of an offence can submit a petition to be pardoned as soon as practicable. Anybody can just submit a petition for pardon. However, according to the Prisons Regulation, a person can submit a subsequent petition also. A further petition subsequently. Now that there is a period of time, I believe it should be around 3 years after the first petition, unless there's special circumstances.
So I think that's the end of our discussion today. Thank you, Mr. Lai, for joining us, and I'm sure that the audience are clear about the topic on royal pardon now.
Thank you for having me here today. Thank you very much.
So thank you for watching Taylor's Take and stay tuned for next episode. Bye!